Okay, we're going to read this book, Jerome Camps Out, written and illustrated by Eileen, Christelow, published by Scholastic. It's kind of long, so here we go. Jerome was almost packed for the swamp school camping trip. His friend PJ was waiting for him. "This is going to be the best ever weekend," said Jerome. "Swimming, fishing, hiking. It might be the worst ever weekend," said PJ. "Don't forget, we have to share a tent with Buster Wormley. He put ants in my lunchbox four times last week. If Buster tries anything funny, just ignore him," said Jerome. Uh-oh. Jerome and PJ walked over to swamp school to meet the bus to the campsite. "If we stick together, Buster won't bother us," said Jerome, "so why worry?" "I'm worried," said PJ. When they got to school, Buster was already there. "Quick," whispered PJ, "head for the bus before he sees us." So that's Buster right there. And look, he's putting ants or something on that girl. But they were too late. Oh, see, he took his hat. "Nice hat," said Buster. "Give it back," shouted Jerome. "Try to make me," said Buster, "and I'll turn you into lime jelly." Ooh, he's kind of a bully, huh? On the bus, their friend Gloria whispered, "Why don't you slug Buster and take back your hat?" "I'm not that crazy. It's only a dumb hat," said Jerome. When the bus parked at the campsite, everyone headed for the river. Jerome and PJ tried to steer clear of Buster. There they are over there, and there's Buster with his hat. But it wasn't easy. He tied their fishing line in a knot. It took imagination to avoid Buster. Look at they're hiding in bushes. There he is looking for him. "If you think you have problems now," said Gloria, "wait until tonight. It will be just the two of you and Buster in one little tent. You won't be able to hide then." "Maybe we could sleep in a different tent," said Jerome. "The teachers would never notice." There's an idea. But that night, Ms. Gator noticed. "You boys must be lost," she said. "Aren't you supposed to be with Buster?" "We're doomed," sighed PJ, as they carried their packs to their tent. "Don't worry," said Jerome. "Buster is probably asleep by now." "I'm worried," said PJ. Do you think he's asleep? I don't think so. Buster was not asleep. "You twerps can squeeze into that corner." "Oh," he said, "but don't step on my snakes." "Snakes!" said PJ. "I'm getting out of here. Wait for me," said Jerome. See, it says right here, "Fool your friends with wind-up snakes." See the little wind-up places? Too many jokes. Jerome and PJ set up their sleeping bags behind a bush and put on their pajamas. "I'll bet they were rubber snakes," said Jerome. "Who cares?" said PJ. "I'm not taking any chances." "Well, don't worry. Buster won't bother us out here," said Jerome. "I'm worried," said PJ. When Jerome and PJ woke up the next morning, their clothes and backpacks were gone. They couldn't find them anywhere. "I knew we should worry," said PJ. "You boys ought to keep better track of your things," said Miss Gator. "Now you'll have to go hiking in your pajamas." "You guys look really cute," sneered Buster as they started out on the hike. "I'd flatten Buster," whispered Gloria. "I'd rather get home alive," said Jerome. "Shh," said Miss Gator. She was peering through the binoculars. "Look, up there in that tree. Is that a bird with blue stripes?" What do you think it is? Maybe it's their backpack, huh? Oh! Everyone looked. "That's my shirt," gasped Jerome. "There's my pants," groaned PJ. "Now, just how did your clothes get up there?" asked Miss Gator. Maybe a big bird put them up there, suggested Buster. Jerome and PJ had to rescue their clothes while everyone else went on the hike. We should buy Buster a one-way ticket to the moon, grumbled PJ. I have a better plan, said Jerome. Ooh, what's going to happen? Jerome and PJ had to work quickly before everyone came back from the hike. All we need is some monster footprints coming out of the lake, said Jerome. I hope this works, says PJ. It will, said Jerome, especially if Gloria helps. That evening, they let Gloria in on the plan. You can count on me, said Gloria. My monster imitation terrifies everyone. Just give me a few minutes to run into the woods. Hurry, whispered PJ. Here comes Buster. Gloria ran off as Buster came down the path. What are you twerps doing? Asked Buster. Look at these huge footprints, said Jerome. They might be from that deep lake monster. Oh, sure, said Buster. What deep lake monster? It has huge teeth and glowing eyes, and it screams and shrieks, said PJ. I sure don't want to meet up with it. It wouldn't bother me, said Buster. Just then they heard sticks snapping and leaves crunching and a loud shriek from the woods. What's that? Gasped Buster. Head for the tent, whispered Jerome. They all ran. Buster got to the tent first. He jumped in. Uh-oh. Buster huddled under his sleeping bag. Heavy footsteps shuffled toward them. Shh, don't move, whispered Jerome. It's coming this way. A large shadow hovered over the tent. Uh-oh. Help! Squealed Buster. Shh, hissed PJ. A short time later, the footsteps moved away toward the woods. That was close, said Jerome. See how scared he is. Is it gone? Whispered Buster. Jerome and PJ peeked out of the tent. It's gone, said Jerome. So you'll be okay here alone? Said PJ. Alone? Gasped Buster. You don't need us, said Jerome. I might, said Buster. Your snakes will protect you, said PJ. That was a joke, said Buster. They aren't real. That's too bad, said Jerome. We're still leaving. If you stay, I'll give back your hat, said Buster. I'll do anything. Maybe we should stay, said PJ. This is more like it, said Jerome as he settled into his sleeping bag. Tonight we should get some sleep. How can you sleep, said Buster. Suppose that thing comes back. I'm not worried, said PJ as he closed his eyes. The next morning the swamp school kids headed home on the bus. I'm never going back there, said Buster. That monster kept me up all night. Then he fell fast asleep. What monster? Whispered Gloria. I couldn't help out last night. But you did, said Jerome. Didn't you? No, said Gloria. Miss Gator caught me sneaking into the woods. Then what was that noise we heard? And what was walking around our tent? Gasped PJ. I don't even want to think about it, said Jerome. Dawn, dawn, dawn. Deep lake monster, huh? Wasn't that cute? That was cute.